body scan with all the works for the National Health Insurance Scheme. Helping me do that is the Drive Doctor, Dr. Yao Osafo. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Dan.
Hope all is well.
Yes. Very good morning to all our listeners as well. And welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's coming up for today's agenda, brought to you by Societe Generale. SG Ghana, the future is you. The Presec Legon Vacation School for 2019 September-October Gold classes is open to all SHS 1 and 2 students in the Gold track. Venue is Presec Legon Staff College opposite SCDM Hospital near ARS Roundabout, Accra Training College Road. Date is Monday 16th September to Friday 12th October 2019. 4 weeks for SHS 2 and Monday 23rd September to Friday 1st November. 6 weeks for SHS 1. Teachers are staff of Presec Legon. Courses offered include general science, business, home economics, general and visual arts, both core and elective subjects. The fees are very moderate. For further information, contact 0244 688 239 or 0243 216860 or 0249 953 936. Visit Robert & Sons Optical at Adenta Weja, Adabraka, Osudankwa Circle, Tema, East Legon or Kumasi for a comprehensive eye care and 100% original and unbeatable products for both children and adults. Also visit us for the state-of-the-art optical coherence tomography testing service. Call us on 050-151-9111 or 0302-222-601 for more information. Robert & Sons, seeing is believing. Where are you spending these holidays? Imagine having a sizzling summer holiday and getting rewarded by UBA Ghana. Travel the world, have some fun, shop, jam, meet new people, fall in love, and win a UBA sizzling summer holiday reward. Simply spend a little more with UBA MasterCard on any international ATM, POS, and shop online during your promo season and get rewarded at the end of the month. Be part of the top 5 customers who spend up to $2,000 or more at the end of this month and win a one-night stay at the Royal Senchi Hotel worth $250. Also spend $1,000 with your MasterCard and be part of the top 10 customers to win a $100 voucher to Asmera or Imperial Peking. Be one of the top 15 customers who spend up to $500 and win a $50 shopping voucher from Max Smart. Go ahead, have a sizzling summer holiday. UBA, Africa's Global Bank. Remember, the promo ends on the 31st of September 2019. Terms and conditions apply. So I don't know what you feel. I don't know how you feel if I told you, tell me what the state of the NHIS is. Maybe you've gone to the hospital and you were served nicely, you gave them your card, they gave you your drugs, you're feeling better already. The NHIS works well, right? Or maybe you have gone to the hospital and you found that, look, the hospital authorities were telling you, sorry, we can't accept these cards. Or you had a conversation with someone who told you, look, it's getting more and more difficult to accept NHIS card holders. The truth of the matter is that for some health institutions in this country, it takes them as long as 8 months for them to have their claims honored by the scheme. That means that they don't have enough money to serve you when you go to the hospital. So this morning, a private hospital owner and director is with us here in studio to tell us exactly what, from his perspective, the health status of the NHIS is. Dr. Yao Osafo, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel, and good morning to all our listeners.
Beautiful. So, from where you sit, how's the NHIS doing?
Right. So, Daniel, thanks for having me. And I think this is a very important subject that we're going to discuss. I don't think we're going to exhaust it in the limited time that we have.
We are not trying to.
But at least we're going to start the conversation.
Exactly.
On that. And I come to this discussion from different angles. I'm a citizen of Ghana. So I use the National Health Insurance Scheme. I'm a medical doctor, a practitioner. So I am an operator. I play the game. I render service. as well. So I know firsthand what the scheme can do for people and the challenges. Then I also happen to be an administrator as well, and also come to this discussion from that perspective. I've been practicing as well in this country for quite some time now, 14 years. So, and I've worked in different institutions. The public Ghana Health Service. I've worked in the Christian Health Association of Ghana.
Okay.
The mission hospitals, as most people would know it. And I'm in the private sector as well. So, again, I come to it with all these different angles. Dan, when I started working, the government had just introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme.
2004?
2004, it was introduced, and I started working in 2006.
Okay.
Right, so it had just been introduced, and I have worked in that era. The National Health Insurance Scheme is a social intervention program introduced by the government of Ghana to provide financial access to quality healthcare services for residents in Ghana. Not just Ghanaians, all residents in Ghana. So it's a social intervention program, and it's very important that we understand all these different components in terms of how we define it. Certain principles will apply when we talk about the social intervention program. We wanted to, or the government at the time wanted to provide financial access, which was the biggest limiting factor to quality healthcare by Ghanaians. In all of this, bottom line, we're going to talk about access, financial access to healthcare. Financing healthcare is a big challenge globally. Everywhere, it's a big problem. Even for the rich countries, and then not so rich countries like ours.
Yeah.
So Ghana has gone through a checkered history in terms of financing healthcare, right from the period of independence when it was literally free in all the public institutions. But then when the economy started to slow down in the 70s and in the 80s, then things became difficult. Same source of funds, different interests, education, infrastructure, and so on and so forth. It made things very difficult. And by 1985, the government felt it necessary at the time to introduce user fees in the public institutions. A few exemptions were made. These were the communicable diseases were exempt. So that was the first introduction of fees. The implementation of this was a bit problematic. Even the exemptions didn't quite apply well. And then we started experiencing shortages of medicines in health facilities, and so on and so forth. So gradually, government decided to do full cost recovery at the time for medicines to ensure that they're able to supply medicines to the different facilities. So that's when the cash and carry system was really introduced. So the cash and carry system simply means that you pay out of pocket at the point of service delivery in all public health institutions. Of course, the private ones, already, if you go there, then you know you are paying for the service. So we're not going to focus on them. So this is what introduced the cash and carry system. And for the first time, there was a documented decline in access to healthcare by the Ghanaian just because of the user fees.
People were not going to the hospital.
Not anymore. Because when you're going to have to pay out of pocket at the point of service delivery. And you never know how serious your illness is. Today you say we're going to do a full body scan. Well, yes, if we're going to do a full body scan, literally, when you come to the hospital, it's going to cost a lot of money.
Exactly.
And so we started seeing a decline in accessing. And the obstacle was money.
Okay.
So in 1999, during the campaign, then candidate Kufuor and the New Patriotic Party then put in their manifesto that they're going to do away with the cash and carry system and then introduce a national health insurance scheme. This is nothing new. I mean, if you go to the United Kingdom, the NHS is famed as one of their most efficient public public systems, service systems there. So that is what they promised. And then when he won power and became President Kufuor, then they introduced the National Health Insurance Bill to Parliament, I think in 2001 or so. And then finally it was passed into law in 2003. It was Act 650. And this revolutionized the way we would finance healthcare in the country. For the first time, it was going to remove that bottleneck, which was the money that people have to pay out of pocket at the point of service delivery. That was the game changer. For the first time, funds were going to be earmarked from the general tax pool to specifically for health.
Which was the problem when health insurance of a sort was introduced way back in the Nkrumah era, right?
Exactly.
Funds were not exactly earmarked.
No.
And so even though people were going to the hospital for free in Independence, we didn't have the money to fund it.
Exactly. So there was that general tax pool from which we would fund everything.
Yeah.
But then for the first time, we had earmarked, funds for that. The National Health Insurance Scheme also introduced certain concepts, cross-subsidization, where the rich would subsidize for the poor. And then there were also concepts about equity, solidarity, and cross-subsidization. I think that's what I mentioned.
Yes.
And then equity, and then quality. And those were some of the key concepts that were introduced. As we implemented it, again, 2012, there was a new act that was passed, which was Act 852, which consolidated the national health insurance, made it more efficient, removed some of the administrative bottlenecks, and then also improved the whole governance structure. So there was a new act that was passed in 2012 by the then NDC administration, John Mahama administration at the time, to make it even stronger. So over the period, all governments have recognized that health is absolutely crucial to the development of this country. And access to health, financial access to health, has been an impediment. So, Daniel, this has been our history. And we are where we are now, having gone through all of these challenges. And I dare say that the National Health Insurance Scheme is the most important public service that we have in this country. Yes, I'm going to be biased here. I'm a doctor, and I think health is very important, but I think it is very, very, very important. And since we started, the National Health Insurance has chalked a number of successes since its introduction in 2004, and I think it's very important that we mention some of these things. There's been increased numbers of active membership. Remember, I mentioned that in the 80s and early 90s, the number of Ghanaians accessing healthcare actually declined over the period. But since the introduction of the National Health Insurance Scheme, there's been increased numbers of active membership. There's increased coverage of the vulnerable, including the poor and the indigent, have been covered. There's improved governance systems, and most importantly, technological innovations. Daniel, as I speak with you right now, on your phone, you can renew your National Health Insurance. That's one of the things that
I remember when it was
got
launched.
me excited. Because so right now people come into our hospital, for example, and then we can just renew it, teach them how to do it on their phone, and they're all very surprised. They're like, are you sure you can do this on your phone? We're like, yeah, because in time past, you would have to go and queue for hours in the offices, just as people are queuing right now at the Independence Square, trying to get placements and all of that. It takes a lot of time.
Except that in this case, you are often not well.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
that compounds the problem.
So that technological innovation, electronic claim submission, that's also another thing that they have also introduced. Earlier on, they done the biometric card registration and so on and so forth. So over the period, they've chalked quite a number of successes. But despite these noteworthy achievements, there are serious challenges confronting all of us. And if you look at the manifesto of both major political parties, in particular the NPP manifesto,
because they're in power.
But they are in power right now. Both of them address the National Health Insurance Scheme. So yes, Daniel, over the period, this is what has happened.
And I'll just quickly refer you to where you ended, which is the manifesto of the NPP. It says the NPP will revive the National Health Insurance Scheme to make it efficient with capacity to finance health services on a timely basis in a bid to achieve universal health coverage for all Ghanaians. He says they're going to do this by reviewing and restructuring the sources of funding, as well as the institutional arrangements for the management of the National Health Insurance Funds, and also increase budgetary allocations to the NHIS.
Right.
These 2 points alone are a big conversation, aren't they? So there are a couple of others. For the sake of our listeners, let me go through them.
Yeah.
Directing and strictly seeding all funds raised through the NHI levy into the NHIF. NHIF, if you just tune in, is the National Health Insurance Fund. And concentrating on the activities that's focused on quality patients' treatment, medication, and care. Also utilizing the best in technology and health insurance management protocols to tackle waste, corruption, and insurance claim fraud under the NHIS. That's another part that we will be talking about.
Exactly.
This will include completely phasing out the manual processing of claims, that's claims management, which currently stands at about 90%, tightly linking services and drugs to hospital attendance and treatments to diagnosis. It's also talking about adopting a modernized strategy towards drugs procurement, including the establishment of a preferred pharmacy network, incentivizing appropriate prescriptions, and gradually shifting away from the central medical stores.
Yes. So, Daniel, you mentioned something in all of that, universal health coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in there. When we talk about a universal health coverage, we're talking about a healthcare system that ensures that everyone living in a particular region or country has access to quality health care services, and that these services do not expose the user to financial hardships. So that's what we mean by universal health coverage.
I can go to the hospital and it won't cost too much.
Yes, it shouldn't expose you to financial hardships just because you are accessing health care.
Yeah.
And the important phrase there is quality health care services, not just anything at all. Because you want to go to the hospital ill and then come back okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to go and come back maimed or not come back at all. So that is universal health coverage. And the National Health Insurance Scheme aims to help every government attain that goal for the people of Ghana.
Now, Doc, you said that it's a global issue when we talk about financing healthcare.
Absolutely.
And I can imagine that being a private hospital operator, you are someone who has seen some of the challenges that come up. But let's admit it, even when you go to the US, there are people, about 40 million of their population were not able to use health insurance at all,
covered,
which is why the former President Obama had to introduce Obamacare, which itself has become a matter of controversy.
Absolutely. So even in the richest countries, they are divided. We don't have one particular approach or strategy that is universally accepted. So the United Kingdom is considered a very wealthy country, but they have that socialist National Health Service, if I'll put it that way.
What does that mean?
Where the government or sponsors the health service, good quality health service for everybody. So long as you live in the United Kingdom, then you have access to quality health care that doesn't put you under considerable financial strain. In the United States, it's different, where it is private sector led. So everybody is supposed to get a private health insurance cover.
Okay.
And usually you get that through having a job. If you have a job, your company provides that for you. If you lose your job, then if you go out on your own to get health insurance, pay out of your own pocket to get health insurance, it's very, very expensive. And that is how come a large pool of Americans back then in the 2000s didn't have access to health care. Over 40 million of them.
Yeah.
And they tried to rectify that. They had Medicaid and Medicare as insurance schemes supported by the government to care for the aged and then the indigent. But then if you're unemployed, then you don't have access. So Ghana also decided we have also decided to fashion out our own health insurance scheme. And we've gone the UK model, which says that the government of Ghana is going to back it financially to ensure that you and I can have access to quality healthcare service anytime the need arises. And that every Ghanaian is going to contribute to this. And that is why they have used different financing models. So the question is, how do we finance this National Health Insurance Scheme that the government says it is going to back? So every government is burdened with that responsibility. And that is why we passed the Act 852.
To sort of correct some of the issues that came with the Act 650.
Exactly.
29 minutes to the top of the hour. If you just joined us, we have been trying to understand the thinking behind health insurance. And we've looked at international best practice to see how it's done elsewhere. So we've looked in the past, we've looked to the right and to the left. Now we need to look within ourselves and understand what is happening here and now. What have we been doing? Is it working? Are we financing it effectively? Because eventually, we want you to be able to go to Medicars and say, I have a health insurance card and Medicars can take care of me. Or go to Kolibu or whichever other hospital. If that is threatened in any way, the health insurance system is not doing well. We'll be right back to get into those matters. Stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We're on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Daddy, I bet you enjoyed your trip abroad.
Oh, yes. It was worth every peso, and the experience was breathtaking. The beautiful environment, the culture, and the food. Oh, my. Until I got terribly sick.
Perhaps from eating too many new dishes.
But you know, thanks to my Glyco travel insurance policy, all my medical bills were paid for the 3 days that I was on admission.
Really? Glyco travel insurance policy?
Yes, my dear. Glyco travel insurance is the best. Look, it covers medical and emergency services, personal assistance services, emergency return home, personal liability such as legal defense fee, loss of baggage, personal accidents, trip cancellation, or even delayed departure. And even these are the ones I remember off my head.
Yes, Glyco Travel Insurance has a worldwide cover and widely accepted by embassies, both Shenzhen and non-Shenzhen. Visit any of our Glyco offices nationwide or call 020-422-113 or 055-5305-547 for ready assistance from our experienced support team. Be safe, travel protected, and have a peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Kwame, so you're telling me that if I spend $1,000, I get $100 voucher?
Yes!
And if I spend $3,000, I get a nice stay at Royal Saint-Chi?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes, and many more. With the Stanbic MasterCard Money Wallet, you get to do business and even shop anywhere. You can load up to 5 currencies: British pounds, US dollars, euro, South African rand, and Ghana cedis. I took the card on my last business trip, and just like that, when I got back, I went to relax at Royal Saint-Chi for a night.
Hey!
Oh, you don't know what is going on. Stanbic MasterCard Money Wallet. Bring home more smiles. Visit our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages at Stanbic Bank GH for more information. Offer valid while rewards last in September and October. Stanbic Bank, moving forward.
It's not enough that your phone is like a PC in the palm of your hands. It should be super powerful and run like the fastest of PCs and allow you to multitask. It's not enough that your phone battery is better than most. It should be super powerful with fast charging. It's not enough that your phone's display is high quality. It should be the best. Your own movie studio with a cinematic infinity display screen. Introducing the next level power phone for power achievers. The new Galaxy Note 10 and 10 Plus with an intelligent S Pen that turns handwriting into text instantly and a 30-minute charge to last all day. That's next level power in your hands. Buy now and get a 100% broken screen repair discount valid now till 31st December 2019. Terms and conditions apply.
Health is life, oh. If you play around with yours or your child's, it will cost you, papa. Everybody nobody's going to tell you what to try, which could be far from the cure. But listen, whenever you or your child experience symptoms like feverishness, headache, and sweating, first, you need to test for malaria at the nearest pharmacy or health facility. And if confirmed positive for malaria, then the ACT, which is proven to fight malaria effectively, will be prescribed. One must do well to complete the full 3-day course of dosage. If test proves negative, further investigation should be done. Let's be serious with fighting malaria. Do the right thing.
Let's come together and drive malaria away for good life. This advert is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service.
It's time to win, win, and win. Yes, the CBG Back to School promo is on with a difference. Walk into any Consolidated Bank Ghana branch and receive a remittance, and you'll be instantly rewarded. Receive your money through Western Union, RIA, Unity Link, Small World, Express Money, Ease Remit, Sige, Transfers, ATL from any CBG branch. Each amount received qualifies you for an instant gift between now and October 2019. This one is good job. Tell friends and family to send money through Consolidated Bank Ghana. Trust CBG to be your remittance bank of choice. For further inquiries, call 0302-216-000 and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CBG Ghana Limited. CBG Back to School promo. It's a win for you. Think money transfer? Think CBG. Terms and conditions apply.
It's been 7 years of thrill, 7 years of drama, 7 years discovering award-winning talent on Ghana's most rewarding and biggest music reality TV show.
The people can speak, but when the time comes for me, I have to speak. You are the one to make that give you say.
Welcome to MTN Hitmaker. The quest begins. Live your wildest dreams with MTN Hitmaker. Do you have what it takes to be Ghana's next biggest music sensation? Sign up for the Hitmaker Season 8 and set your music career in motion. 12 great voices, one big deal. Download the Hitmaker app from the Google Play Store to sign up. Entries close by Friday, 20th September 2019. Be the next star the world is waiting for.
We're there for you. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
21 minutes till we bring it all to an end here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Dr. Yao Osafo is with us in studio. He is the Drive Doctor. He's also head of Medical's Hospital. We're talking about the National Health Insurance Scheme, and we've spent some time talking about the reasoning behind, the rationale behind it, and a bit of the history. We've also talked about health insurance schemes worldwide. We're now going to answer two questions. What money goes into the scheme, and what is that money used for? What money goes into the scheme, and what is that money used for? What is it supposed to be used for? Stay with us for that education, but bring more smiles home with the Stanbic Money Wallet card, the only card that gives you access to 5 currencies at the same time. Spend $6,000 and above and get a 2-night stay with spa treatment at Royal Senchi. Spend $3,000 and get a 1-night stay at Royal Senchi. Spend $1,000 and get a $100 voucher. Spend $500 and get a $50 voucher. And there's more. When you spend 500 Ghana cedis on a single transaction in Ghana, you get a 50 Ghana cedi voucher. Simply load up to 5 currencies: British pounds, US dollars, euro, South African rand, and Ghana cedis, and shop or transact business anywhere. Why stress when you can have all the money on one card? Stanbic Money Wallet multi-currency card. Bring home more smiles. Offer is valid while rewards last in September and October 2019. Stanbic Bank. Moving forward. Miniso is your go-to for every product you want. The shop that puts you on class and keeps your brand cool. For your everyday needs, enter Miniso and shop within your budget. Go for the lifestyle you want. You deserve the newest trend and lifestyle. Miniso. Love life. Love Miniso. Text messages are brought to you by Afrodan, your backman / you a lifetime, and Glyco Critical Illness Plan GSIP. Glyco, we're cushioning you for life. Let me come straight to Dr. Yao Osafo now, who's with us in studio. So, Doc, let's now go to how we are supposed to fund the national health insurance. You told us how pre-independence, the problem was they didn't have an earmarked tax line to fund the activity. So they tried to pay for everyone going to the hospital. There was no money. It failed. What was the plan when we were starting this one?
Right. So, Daniel, everything is about money. You know, at the end of it all, money. So if you have money, then less of a headache.
Exactly.
Right. So when we brought out this Act 852, to introduce a national health insurance, it's very, very clear. If you look at the Act, there's a section on sources of money for the fund, the National Health Insurance Fund. So the Act also set up this thing we call the National Health Insurance Fund. And then it also outlines sources of money for that fund. So I like to walk all of us through it as stipulated by law.
Yeah.
The first source of money is the National Health Insurance Levy, NHIL. Anybody who's paid VAT in this country before, you would find it on your VAT receipt. NHIL levy, 2.5%. Right. If you've imported goods and cleared them at the port before, you find it, and there's a line item that shows up anytime anybody pays VAT.
Yeah.
So anytime you pay VAT, a certain percentage, I think 2.5%, goes towards funding the National Health Insurance Scheme. So this levy is approved by Parliament and subject to change as and when any government wants to make a proposal to Parliament. So that's a very important source of money stipulated by the law. The second one is the Basic National Social Security Scheme. So most of us know about SNIT. So that's a tier 1 for most people in the country who work in the formal sector. These days, the informal sector individuals too are paying into it. 2.5 percentage points of each person's contribution to SNIT goes to the scheme as well.
Okay.
3, monies that are approved for the fund by Parliament. So actually, the Minister of Finance can make a request to Parliament to approve monies to be paid out of the consolidated fund into it. 4, monies that accrue to the fund from investments made by the authority. So the National Health Insurance Authority is just like any insurance body.
Yeah.
They collect premiums or they get some money and they make investments and they get a return on those investments to be able to finance their activities. So the fund, that National Health Insurance Fund, they are supposed to be making investments, and over the period, whatever dividend that accrue to them can also be used as a source.
So the question here will be, what investments have been made? What dividend has it accrued over the years?
Do we know? Good question to ask. So over the period they have that. Then we also have grants, donations, gifts, and other voluntary contributions made to the fund.
Okay.
So we have our donor partners and all of that. Or maybe, Dan, maybe you can decide that you are gifted the National Health Insurance Authority. They'll take it.
Yeah,
so
anyway.
Any grant, donation, or gifts, or any other voluntary contributions made to the fund. Such fees charged by the authority in the performance of its functions is also listed as a source of money for the fund.
So maybe when you're getting a new card or something,
exactly,
they charge you something.
Contributions made by members of the scheme, what we call the premiums.
Okay.
And then lastly, monies accruing under Section 198 of the Insurance Act.
So, Doc, what's the difference between the premiums and those paid by monies paid through SNIT and NHIL?
Right. So the insurance authority can set a premium for all its members. And then there's also an exclusion list. So just as when you go, you are doing your third-party insurance or comprehensive, you pay a certain premium. The National Health Insurance Authority can also sets premiums for its membership. But the difference between that and then the Social Security one is that if you are a Social Security contributor, already the law says that 2.5 percentage points of your premiums go towards your national health insurance.
Okay.
So you are excluded from paying a premium.
Okay.
When you want to register. So
Okay.
if you go there to the registration point and you tender your SNIT card, and
you
are
can
up to
just
date,
get an NHIS card.
Exactly. So
otherwise, you pay for the card.
You pay a premium. And I think now the premium is, I think, about 23 cedis across board. And we'll get into that conversation because I've got my own thoughts about you and I paying that amount per annum.
Yeah, that's a question that might be answered. So the 23 cedis may not be realistic for some.
Yes, because there's an element of social stratification that needs to be done.
Exactly.
In my opinion, across board, because it's not fair, I do think, for all of us to be paying 23 cedis, per annum. Although in some places in Ghana, and I've worked in some deprived communities in the Asante Achim North, and it's difficult for them to come by that amount. By that amount. So these are the sources of funding for the scheme. But Daniel, the law also makes it clear how those monies too are to be spent.
Okay.
If we are going to spend monies from the fund, it also makes it very clear. And I think we should just go into that before.
Okay. Doc, you know what? Like we said earlier, this is not a conversation that we can deign to finish today. So rather than rush through the last section of it, let's leave that for tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
right,
we would deal decisively with what the funds are supposed to be used for.
Right.
Thank you very much, Dr. Safo.
You're welcome, Dan.
So it's 12 minutes so we wrap up the show. We want to get time for this so that we deal with it well. So please bear with us. Today we've talked about how funds go into the National Health Insurance Fund, which is actually the vehicle for the scheme. Tomorrow we'll talk about what the monies are supposed to be used for and ask ourselves the question, are we using it for that? So like we said earlier, transportation fares have gone up by 10%. And we'll be going to Kumasi to get how you have been reacting to that in Kumasi. Rastus Sasaridonko has been on the ground for us. But before we get there, get the Glyco travel insurance policy designed to cover travel costs and reduce the risk associated with unexpected events during your international and domestic travels to Europe, the Schengen countries, or anywhere worldwide. Talk to us today on 0202 222 113 or 0555 305 547. Let's help you plan for a peaceful travel abroad. Glyco Life. We cushion you for life. Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, the Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. With over 10 thoughtfully engineered features, especially customized for your health and comfort, working has never had is this good. So go to Afrodan on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. Call us on 0302 663 085. Eden Heights has a 1 to 4 bedroom apartment and penthouse with the highest grade of finishing. Locate Eden Heights at West Hills, close to the beach resorts along the Atlantic Ocean, about 30 minutes drive from the airport and 5 minutes walk from West Hills Mall. Visit us at edenheights.com.gh, email at sales@edenheights.com.gh, call Mavis on 050 153 1444 or 050 153 1445 for more information. Eden Heights, welcome home. Let's now go to Kumasi and see what Erastus has been speaking to.
So I'm here at the Konfanoti roundabout close to Bantama, where a number of vehicles are parked going to Bekwai, Obuasi and its environs. I want to find out from this driver how much they were charging previously and how much they're charging now. Boss, no more charges saying Oko Obuasi and saying this is saying I'm over there.
First, Obuasi and Nancy, but I say no, I'm going say a baby with 10 city. Because first year to two first in but yeah then you are to fair and as you go through on a corner more just there is that percentage in the count yes sir my me to what 10 city but first in the near the 9 city they say you have to 10 city.
So he's telling me that previously they used to charge 9 cedis from this end to Obuasi, but now they are charging 10 cedis, and it's because fuel prices have gone up. They've also realized there have been price increases, and that is why. Passengers are normally okay with it.
Oh, most of them don't understand because a bus and be a month say GPLT for the that Inaba. But I tell you, say, Umutia send the Umutia, Umutia send Umunia and then you make sure say don't say be a 10 city. MPS
say the master strategy.
Say the strategy because you go fuel no amount of the fuel you tutum kwa nimu. Nti you show increase no say the beya you benya ya sika ya bit me says. Nya sadia you says you ntimi nye. You tutum kwa 10 cedi no.
Well, so he's saying that, well, some passengers do understand and they pay, but others fight with them in the vehicle. But whichever way, they are taking their new fares because fuel prices have gone up and they also need to increase the prices. Thank you. Find out from this passenger as well. This morning, hena wako, hena hepa na wafaka, ohe ya tutumana.
Wafaka free, bushan eba G roundabout, 2 cities, ne 18, but we are go 2 cities.
18, that's 1 city, 80 pesos. This one they call 2 cities. Well, he said he took a vehicle from Busheng to Konfanoche roundabout. Previously was 1 city, 80 pesos. Now it's 2 cities. They say, oh, Foka,
New Edubiase.
So he's now boarding a vehicle to New Edubiase. How much were they charging?
No, first in the Nansem de 10 cities, 11 cities. But I see I make the minimum of magic.
So you don't know how much? He said previously from here to New Edubiase was 11 cities, but now as he sits in the car, he doesn't know how much they are going to charge. Boss, how much are you going to charge?
12 cities.
12 cities, from 11 cities to 12 cities.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the driver, and he's telling me that he's going to pay 12 cities. How do you feel about that?
I know because you money every kwasa they do be passengers for high.
The money yet day man abrabomu na yet day na to say.
Oh, say they were first and full and say running now almost say to phenomenon. The bands answer the sounds will never more than but I say a new concept be a too many user. Because Busheng to general about 18 cities, but only 20% as I call 2 cities. But it's also quite a 1 city 90 pesos, and so I call 2 cities.
Well, he said the prices he thinks are outrageous because for Busheng to Konfanoche roundabout, it used to be 1 city 80 pesos. So if they increase it to 2 cities, it means it's more than the percentage, the 10% they are charging. And so life is not so good. People should be a bit circumspect in charging the prices. Thank you very much. So I'm inside one of the trotro vehicles. I'm going to find out from these women whether they know the prices have been increased. Mami, when you say a total transport person?
I no pay a 4 car who say you want to do.
You offer car for him?
Yeah, 4 car free and mine back here. There 1 city 50 pesos. But I'm 1 city 60 pesos.
So she says she boarded a vehicle from Anomanye to Kijitia and used to be 1 city 50 pesos. Now they are charging 1 city 60 pesos. How?
Oh, maybe many how be estimated for a driver for one day no Korea Jumadia. Nihune how but see I will be a Virginia or Pansa and Sana me I who did said no Korea Jumadia coming who say how be
said, well, she doesn't think there will be any problem if only the drivers and maids charge the appropriate prices. Well, do you know the price have been increased?
I didn't know. I only got to know in the car.
So do you know how much you're paying for this trip?
I don't really know because I was coming from Krofrom to this place. I have boarded 2 taxis. I paid 1 taxi and it still remained the same. They took 1 city 50 pesos like they were taking before. And I paid a taxi from Tatamenta to G and they picked 2 cities like before. So they haven't increased their price.
But this bus, the man is saying that from here to New Edubiase, it used to be 11 cities. He's charging 12 cities. How do you feel about that?
I don't have no problem with it because I learned it's something international. It's everywhere. I haven't read about it because I'm here to read, but I don't have any problem with it.
Thank you very much.
So that's what is happening in Osei Krom Kumasi. Of course, the transport fares conversation is one that is ongoing still, and we'll definitely deal with it in a moment. Our friends from Elegant Homes and Pet Talk are with us in studio. We'll be speaking with them as well about the Habitat Fair coming up, the grand finale coming up shortly. But Vodafone is giving you the opportunity to subscribe to the fixed broadband for only 100 Ghana cedis and enjoy unlimited browsing for 30 days. Just dial *900 # select option 7 and follow the prompts to subscribe now. This is for only